So here we are. My name is Roy Kaizi, and as a financial professional, I'm a licensed financial professional in the insurance industry. Um, we do have designations within the companies that we represent, and that's SVP, Senior Vice President. Go ahead, Brandon. Talk about yourself a little bit.
Yes, again, my name is Brandon Seberumbi. I'm also a licensed financial professional as well, and I am a RM.
Ariam, that is a regional manager. And that will be the
Yes,
contact information so that if any feedback, follow-up, you can get back to us. Okay, so moving right along, the core of each economy, each country is based on the fundamental of the family unit. Um, where we all come from, we say it takes a village to raise a child, and that child grows through the family. So this is why it is important that today, as we talk about financial matters, we're starting from the family unit, and that would be to protect the family and the future. Retirement savings are very vital if you live a long time, living benefits if you get sick, and life insurance if you die too soon. Why is that? What we are seeing in the US is most of the country savings are locked in IRAs and 401ks, which is a large percentage of the money that can be lost due to market risk. Being in the financial industry last 19, 20 years, I've worked with families who have lost their hard-earned money in the stock market. Taxes and the fees don't help any much better. But what we are here to is to give you the alternative options, not to say that all people investing in the stock market do lose, but market downtowns can delay or destroy your retirement. We learn how to eliminate this market risk, increase tax efficiency, and reduce fees through some of the discussions we will be sharing with you. And the choice is a tax advantaged or a fully taxable retirement income as you get to those golden years. Every year, millions of Americans are diagnosed with a heart attack, stroke, or cancer. Average age of a critical illness claim is 43 years. Today, in 2025, about 2 million Americans are diagnosed with this situation, heart attack, cancer, or a stroke. And of those, it has been found that about 14,000 are juveniles or people under the age, in the age brackets of 0 to 19 years. So all this goes to tell you that illness is a major part in bankruptcies. 70% of those people who will survive, but more than half of those will go bankrupt. And you all see that if you went to hospital, the bill that the doctors do charge if you don't have insurance is enormous. If you get sick and can't go to work, how will you pay your bills? This is where we come with some of the solutions that affects many people's paychecks. Because if the primary person, if you die too soon and you're the breadwinner, You're gone, your paycheck is gone too. How will your family survive financially? How would you pay off that mortgage? In some situations, it's a one income family, so that is pretty devastating. And this I've seen in many of our communities where we are running into GoFundMe situations, and that can't even help. It can't help the families. Would your family still need a reliable monthly income? How long will they need this income? We are here to provide some of those answers because life insurance benefits are income tax free. So the types of life insurance, we have the term, which is you're renting. It's like you're paying monthly, and if you don't die, you don't get nothing of cash value in there. Lowest costs short term. It is expensive in the long term. Then there's a guaranteed universal life, which is also guaranteed with level premiums though. And there is a return of premium option. And we also do have the index universal life, which covers up to 120 years. It has both the option of one, the insurance part, as well as the accumulation. The big thing about it is the index linked gains. There's no downside risk, and the tax advantaged income that we will continue to talk about. Living benefit riders is something that comes with the last insurance type, which is the IUL. It also does come with the term insurance, but what many people do not know is if you're critically ill, it covers for heart attack, stroke, or cancer, and 7 additional illness triggers: chronic illness rider and terminal illness if you have less than 24 months to live. So you don't have to die. You don't have to die in order to collect from insurance because of these riders. These are riders which have helped many families in situations of disability. 90% of the people don't own long-term care plans, which is also something where we see people going into retirement homes and they don't have anything that has been saved. Living benefit riders do cover medical expenses, mortgage payments, college funding for the children, bucket list, anything else that you may want, to experience in the lifetime before, this life ends for you. You use your money the way you want to through this. And we have many examples that we have experienced where people have had chronic, critical terminal illnesses, and they have been able to get out of these index universal policies, term policies. On to Brandon to give you a little bit of an insight on this next slide.
Yes, thank you, Roy, for guiding us through that great information. Well, I'll start off with introducing the Index Universal Life. I just want everybody to first think about their future, and you think about what you're trying to achieve, what are your goals, and how do you reach these goals financially. And I think what people may not consider so much is it's not only the return on investment that they may have in their portfolios, but also the thought of protection of what they already have. And everybody that, either has a family, they have a home, they may have these material things, we're all at a position to incur loss, and we need to think about protection in this type of way. And so the Index Universal Life is a Swiss Army knife in many things. And we can move on to the next slide. So specifically thinking about retirement planning, and everyone has their own situation. I just want to really emphasize that, as Roy mentioned earlier, there's three things that can happen to all of us. We could live longer than the actual money that we may have saved. We could pass, early, unplanned as well. And, our families may not be protected because it would be a loss of income to them, and have mortgage that may need to be paid in some situations. Or we fall sick, and it takes a big chunk out of what we have. I say all that just to say that the IUL can cover many, many sides and many situations. And when you think about comparing it to other vehicles, such as a 401k, it has several advantages. And let me just get straight to the three prominent advantages that it has are being tax deferred in accumulation, also tax advantaged in the retirement, and tax free with death benefit as well. Within the IUL, you can take out a loan that is not taxed, and for whatever discretionary intentions you may have. But in other retirement investment vehicles, there could be a penalty in some stage along the way. So 401ks, you know, unless you reach a certain age, you can be penalized. And also, there's only a certain ways you can use your your income investment. So technically it's in your name, but you're not completely in control of how you're able to use it. Let's continue to the next slide. Okay, annuities. And I'll let Roy chime in on this, and I'll come in after.
Okay. As we talk about the products that are out there to help in one, generating income through investments, we have what's called the annuity, which is an attractive option to the Index Universal Life. The difference with an annuity is a contract, and the process of converting an investment into an annuity is that it's through a series of periodic income payments. An annuity may not be for everybody, but what happens is it can be a lump sum. It's what we see many of the people getting through the regular employment and looking for an option of investing their money away from the stock market to avoid the ups and downs of the stock market. This is the way to go through the annuity, because if you leave your money in the stock market during the times when you need that protection of the principal, it may not be there for you. But an annuity gives us the opportunity to put your funds in many options that we have based on your investment profile, how conservative you are, how aggressive you are. We have quite a bit of products where we can put that money from the investment. You can also put away money on a regular basis as it comes to you, $10,000 and above, into an annuity. And we talked about the indexing. Indexing is a downside protection that an indexed annuity does give. When the market goes up, it goes down, it will never go down to zero. What you see on many of your statements, for those who are in 401ks, you do see zero negatives, but we have the downside protection of a 0.25%, and then the upside potential is unlimited. And this is where we advocate for an annuity as one of those. And this is something we can go into in depth so that you can get a better understanding of the many annuities that are out there. As you make your changes, you win the lottery, you want to put money away, why not put it in an annuity? An annuity will give you the death benefit. It will also give you the advantage of accessing the stock market in many ways. Take it on, Brandon, on this one.
Let me also just add with the IULs, it is great protection on principal, as if you're in a money market account, your principal is not protected. So whether it's a brokerage account or 401k account, of course you may get all the potential upside on the good years, but then you're also exposed to whenever the market may drop, it could drop 20%, and then it takes even more to catch up to where you were before, considering inflation and all of the above. But with IUL, we're protected from losing the principal. So that's definitely a great consideration. So in this chart, if you can see, the red is a money market account over the years, and then the blue would be a IUL representative account that the person who has been investing in IUL is much further ahead with someone who is not or does not have the downside protection. And again, it's not only what you can make in the market, it's what you can protect as well. It eliminates market risk. So like when I first started out, I was just wanting to put in everybody's minds thoughts of the future, thoughts of, what is their dream retirement stage of life. And many people might not think so deeply about these small details, but everything matters because statistically, 1 of 3 retirees does live in poverty, and more than 5 out of 10 are not prepared. And I don't want to do, line by line of these statistics, as you can see on the screen, but it just goes to show you that, proper preparation prevents poor performance. And we just want to consider, what are the tools we have today that can serve us tomorrow?
Okay.
Yes.
So Social Security is one of those that has been a debate for many years as to its existence. That's why you see it's one of the major topics that is always debated on in Congress, as to how long it can survive the ups and downs of the market.
Yes. And as we're talking about financial literacy and what we can do to put ourselves in the best position, These are some books that we feel can help anybody along their journey as well. And there's not only these books of The Power of Zero, The Retirement Miracle, but it's just to put in your mind that the first step to any long-term goal is to get educated. So that's a big point we have to share. And with what the main message is of financial literacy, we think the next step is we can provide you a unique set of analysis and skills that help you determine what you need for your own life. And everyone is specific. So sitting down and determining, what you need covered, what is can be an affordable strategy, and we can help you find a way to fund your life savings, and help your family as well.
Okay, well expounded, Brandon. The simple needs analysis gives us the tools in which we can find that money that many people may say that you don't have money to take care of your debts, the final expense, your mortgage and rent. We sit down with husband and wife, make some calculations on how we can help you to achieve some of these other goals, retirement funding, how to avoid that, afford that per month. We look at your current life insurance premium. Many of the life insurance premiums may be going into something that could be way more expensive based on what is available. Term insurance is an option depending on your specific needs. Those are for the short-term coverages that are needed. Then we have the permanent needs that can be taken care of by the IRA, the 401ks, and the IULs. So with all this being said, there are ways that we can turbocharge your IULs to, which is the Index Universal Life, to put in more savings and to catch up on those goals that you may not have achieved. IUL can go in for retirement. It can go in for college education for your children, especially when they're young, they are able to achieve more coverage from the protection, the insurance, and we leave more to go into getting them ready for college. Many parents get to the age, the kids get to the age getting ready for college and there's nothing. But we walk you step by step through many of these, and we are happy to answer any questions for you at this time. Yeah, go ahead, Brandon.
I just wanted to say thank you again. That was well said.
Okay, so at this time we can invite some questions, feedback on what has been discussed. And in that way, we are together. One, if there's anything that we need to clarify, or better still, to see if we have any reactions. Will I say that we have had a very good discussion and all questions have been answered, and we have given you quite a bit of information to where you don't have any feedback. that does happen, but I know this is the reality of the world. We're all here to learn and to share. Reactions are welcome.
Quick comment, Mr. Roy.
Yes, Sam, Mr. Sam.
Yes. So thank you for the presentation. It was amazing. And of course, we always learn something new. And it's a blessing to know that we are amid people with knowledge and wealth to share with us, which help us build ourselves better and better. And one of my observations is that sometimes, yes, our presentation are amazingly wonderful, but sometimes also people learn by examples. So for instance, if there's a way to go and notch a little ahead, let's say for instance, when you speak about an IUL or when you speak about live a long time or someone has an issue, maybe having an excerpt of an example of someone you've helped, if they are willing to be used as an example, sometimes for the audience, it does help bring something to life when you see someone who actually has benefited from something, so so they can actually relate. Since this training is seen by the public, when I'm talking about something that can save a life, that can give an advantage, but also I use a concrete example of someone. It's almost like it's well related to someone. It can be relatable, but to some extent, yes, we demonstrate all this knowledge, but also I think examples goes another natural way. Just my comment.
Okay. Thank you, Sam, for that insight. Appreciate that comment. And yes, being that finances are personal to many people, we have had situations that we have helped people, and we do need to get permission if we have to relate specific situations. But in in our slides, we also had some of people that we have helped that we could have included in here, and we have very many examples of how that has worked. But I see Miss Immaculate, you've raised your hand. If you wanted to chime in on that, go ahead.
No, it's possibly a different thing. Thank you both. This was actually a great presentation. Every time we learn about this financial literacy and money matters, we learn a lot, specifically tonight. When we talk about actually shielding or creating our monies, trying to avoid those risks, it is real. People lose money, as you guys said. When it comes to taxes, for example, Mr. Brandon was comparing the 401k and IULs. When it comes to those taxes between those two products, it's something you can't deny. They usually say tax efficiency is wealth efficiency. You have to know the ways you have to avoid those risks, or even the taxes themselves, because avoiding unnecessary taxation is just as powerful as getting higher returns. Some people may love playing with the market, saying I'll put money in the stock market and get possibly a higher return. But what if the market goes down? Aren't you supposed to be balancing your money so you don't lose it? So to me, I feel like this was good. This was great. We need to keep learning together. The more we learn, the more we get knowledge. It doesn't take anybody to be a financial expert. We just have to be willing to keep learning and sharing information so that we can show what we earn. Thank you for that great presentation.
Thank you for those words of wisdom and that insight into what it takes to get this information across to many people.
Yes, thank you again.
And Brandon, if you want to chime in on any of the reactions, you can. While we wait, you can raise your hand or you can put something in the chat
Yeah.
to see if just in case you're shy, if you wanted us to address something.
Yeah, I'll just say that thank you, Sam, for that input and feedback as well. Thank you, Immaculate, for everything that you said and contributed to the conversation. And, you know, I just keep going back to that, finances can be personal and we can be shy about our situation. But, when it comes to the most important things in our life, to really focus and figure out, the way to protect ourselves or at least understand, what is out there and how do I fit into, you know, the situation or uh, whatever the case may be, I think is one of the most important conversations or thought pieces we can have for our own lives and our families. So I just want to encourage people to be uh, intentful because there's things that, we all go through and are unavoidable. Um, but some people don't prepare ahead of time. And so if we can just look out for our families, it's not just us. It trickles down to, protecting the children, the succeeding generations, and those around us. So I just hope that this short meeting, we had today, I'm so grateful for everybody to be here. I hope that it's left you just planted a seed for you to take the step further. And, if you're already there, then great, that's awesome. Please continue to share if you know someone who would need this information. So yes, that's just what I wanted to mention here tonight.
Okay. So in the comments, we have Mr. John Musoke saying thanks. And Ms. Immaculate did share her opinion about the conversation, reminding us that we don't need to be financial experts. We just need to understand the options available, where smart growth empowers us with clarity, control, and confidence. And that's what we're here for. The topic that we have discussed today is to how to build wealth while minimizing market risk. And some people will be asking, wealth, what is wealth? Wealth is one where you protect what you have. You're building wealth. Wealth is two where you preserve what you have, you are preserving, and then wealth is where you grow it, as well as getting a payout. Those are the 4 Ps that we as financial consultants do look at when we are talking to you, our clients. Being in the financial industry for 15 plus years, I've had many situations. You have a situation where you have to take a check for a family that has lost their loved ones. During COVID, able to have 5, 6 people repatriated to their countries. Those were able to. And this is through the power of having something in place for them. having their children of those who have lost their loved ones grow and graduate and go through college by having put a plan in place. Once you touch the lives of people, you touch them once, and these are your family. There are many families that I have. Then we still have many of the retirees, people who have gone into retirement, who have recommended many of their families for us to be able to talk to, for us to be able to help them out. Now, financial is a closed network institution where you have to have trust. We are appealing to those who want to join us in having this as a discussion, one as clients and two as partners. This is a lifelong where you see a check from 15 years ago still being paid to you because of something that you did way back then, and you're still expounding on that. Today, what we see is many people are going into go rich schemes while trying to circumnavigate what has been there for years, and they want to get better to try to beat the IRAs, the 401ks, but at the end of the day, they're getting into many Ponzi schemes because, yes, as people, we may want to be able to earn a little bit better, but with the knowledge that we have here, the IULs have averaged 6, 7, 10%. We have those over the years, better than what is out in the CDs, the banks. So we have what it takes to see that we're sharing this information with you. And this is also a situation of many people who have lost their savings because they don't have the right tools. They don't have the living benefits which come with the package of the IULs. We have the annuities that are here to help protect what you have worked hard to invest into. I have many of my clients being in the tax business. At the end of the year, you have 20 little papers plus of them going to try to gamble and losing money. And that is because they're trying to play catch up. We want to work a systematic program with you and with many of the other people. With that being said, those are my remarks. And if there's anything else, anybody else, we again want to thank you. Thank you for taking the time out to be with us. You could be anywhere. Thank you. Thank you a lot.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, you're dismissed. And thank you all for taking the time.
Have a great evening.
Yeah, those who want to reach us, those are the contacts. You can reach us on these contacts. And if you need a recording of this, you can personally get back to us. We also have some other methods in which we can get this distributed and for you to follow us. We'll share that personally. Thank you all.
All right. Take care.
Good
Good night.
night, you all.
Right.